Why, hello there people from the internet. Welcome to more Ark Survival. Now this time, if you look at that melee damage, 10199. What are the odds of that? Come on, man. That's gotta be a sign. Now, I've been looking around trying to find good places where you can get yourself a base, and I've tamed myself an Ichthyosaurus here, but he's kind of glitched. And you can only go with it sideways, which is fine, I guess, if you like to go sideways. But I have been mapping out all the caves throughout the Ark Survival world, and I found quite a few caves that are really good for bases. Now, it's up to you to get down there. You can do this without the Lazarus Chowder, which you'll see on the left side of your screen there. And that basically gives you a lot of oxygen, so you don't really have to come out and always have a breath of fresh air if you want to go ahead and dive deeper in the world. Now, there's going to be plenty of pearls, plenty of oil here. And as you can see here, it is the one and only Castle Black. This is it. So you get yourself a couple of these massive doors. These are called Behemoth gates. And the Behemoth gateway there. Once you got two of these, then these have 20,000 health each of them. So that's about 40,000 worth of points that they need to bust through. And you can also store yourself a couple of sharks in here. There's even enough room for a plesiosaur to reside there, so just in case somebody does break through those gates, you have that covered as well with a few sharks too, and a plesiosaur. Now, on the defense side, you can see I have a couple of catwalks sticking out with a turret on the top and a couple of more in the windows, just in case you do need them. Now, over here, you only need to do the sort of the first layer. You need to make it out of metal, which is not going to be too much because you only need about 5 foundations or something like that to get it. And then you can just start making rock, which is going to be plenty of rock here because you'll have a lot of stuff to mine. And as long as you just hit it with your hatchet, you're not going to get any oil, and you're not going to get too many crystals or anything like that. You're just going to get, mostly, you're going to get a lot of rock out of it. The vault is over there along with a couple of boxes. They're not being pretty much put right in the correct order or anything like that. They're not very neat. But you'll get the point. This is what I play shitball. That makes any sense. I'll show you how shitball works. You go into your bin and you take it out. You know, if you're on your own, or maybe you have a couple of buddies and you want to see who goes out to gather the resources, then you come in and you try your luck at shitball. Ooh, he scores. There you go, you go and put the ball back, as somebody else might want to try it. So it looks like I'm not going to be going out for resources because it's going to be a little bit safer down here. Most of the things here that you're going to need is you're going to need stuff for your chowder, for your Lazarus chowder. You're going to need plenty of savroot, you're going to need plenty of long grass and stuff like that. And these are going to make you stay underwater for longer. Now, if you're onto a good server and people are willing to trade, you will have a ton of oil, pearls, and crystals to trade. Now, crystals you can't find over the mountains these days, and they're not going to be that big of a deal, but you'll have a ton of pearls. And pearls, once you want to get to that electrical stuff, you want to get all the electrical tech, then you will need pearls. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, the reason I haven't built too much in here is because I want stuff to respawn. I know there's been quite a few words said about the respawn radius and all that sort of stuff, but for now I'm keeping it on the sort of safe side, and I don't want to build too much because I know things will not respawn. I know that's probably going to be changed in patches later down the line, but for now we're just keeping it that way, and I can always get pearls and I can always trade them with other tribes, and I can get stuff that I can't really get. There is a little mountain in front of me where I can go and gather about 180 worth of metal. But to me, I always found that the most important thing to lock this down is put a Behemoth gateway down. As soon as you got one of those, that's 20,000 worth of health. That's going to take a shitload of C4 to break through, and grenades and all that sort of stuff. So that's going to give you a lot of time for you to gather the resources and try and lock something like this down. You can see there, everything's been manned, everything's on, and you're not going to have a shortage of oil to keep that running, so you can have that running most of the times. Even if you do log out, you'll just turn it on, and hopefully it'll do its business for you, and it'll be good when you come back. Your base is still going to be here. It is going to be a little bit cold down here, but you can also just get your chitin armor, and you're not really going to have a problem. You don't really need to make fires. Now, as you can see, I've mapped the whole map, the whole caves, the whole underwater caves, and I only found 3 of these caves that are worth building into, because they have that second little lip where I have my turrets, where you can place those and they'll provide you a little bit more defense. And some of them are basically the same size as this, but a lot of them are quite small and they're not really worth going in there because you're not going to get too many resources out of them. So better try and go for the good ones before they're being taken over from your own server. But on the other hand though, sleeping underwater in a cave, I'm literally sleeping with the fishes. If you still haven't picked up Ark Survival Evolved, he has gotten a lot of patches and he does work on lower end cards these days. There's a link in the description to my G2A page if you want to pick it up. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.